Mic number one, table mic, check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Microphone number one, check 1, 2, 3. Probably up just another hair, Steve. 1, 2, 3. Microphone check. How's the sound in the back, guys? Good. Okay, thank you. Center table microphone, check 1, check 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe just a hair more, Steve. How's that sound? Good. All right, thank you. Table mic number 3, check 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Right on the money. Thanks, Steve.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Is it possible to get a poll question to the officials why they picked up the targeting on Harrison? That's a pretty pivotal play.
I think they're gone.
Well, it might be worth.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah.
An explanation why they did, because that's a 4-point swing that changes the game.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
For this. But
Still, coach and CJ are holding for defense.
you do that and I'll get
They might have to.
No. Yeah. The stadium, Jason Kirksey. Well, they're still in the locker room, right? Okay, call Jason.
Yeah. There's factors. Oh, yes, defense looks. There's numbers. Yeah.
Because he was standing on the side.
Yeah. Mic check 1, 1, 2, 3. Level good.
Thank you, sir.
Number 2, check 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Steve, that one. What happened to that one? 1, 2, check 1, 2, 3. Center mic, check 1, 2, 3. Sounds this is yeah. We got there. We go. Back up. Okay, how's that, guys? Is that better? Sounds like we might be getting just a tinge of feedback on that. All right, and number three. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. All right, back to here. All right, center microphone. 1, 2, 3. Check microphone. Check 1, 2, 3. It still sounds a little bit low, Steve. Let's bring it up a little bit, please. Okay, they just changed it. All right, stats. We may have to close both of those doors.
I'm okay. Thank you. You're with okay. That sounds good.
All right, Oklahoma State. Ohio State is on the way. Hey, I'm a Sooner. What do you want out of me? Are you kidding me? No, they're on the way. They'll be here in a minute. All right, everybody in the back all set? You guys good to go? Now we got. Now we. That's it.
Thanks, brother. I needed that.
Start the new year off right. Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, Coach Day, take an opening statement from you, and we'll go right into questions.
Not much to start with, other than the fact that I thought our team came out and swung and played hard in this game. Came up short. Came down to one play. It wasn't just the last play. There was a lot of plays in the game that you wish you had back as coaches and players, and just that's what happens in a game like this. But I told the guys I'm proud of the way that they played. I'm proud of the way they competed. And, for the older guys, the seniors, proud of what they've done for the program. But, for the younger guys, and the guys that are coming back, it's an opportunity to learn and grow and see, what it takes to win in the CFP.
All right, we'll go to questions. Raise your hand, please. We'll get you a mic. All right, let's start right here in the front row on the right.
Tim May, Monroe, CJ, on that last drive, it was just do whatever it takes, right? I mean, you took off running several times there in the fourth quarter. Just what were you thinking there near the end of that drive and stuff? Obviously, try to set up the field goal.
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amazing just to be out there in that atmosphere and just have the opportunity to play with my brothers again. And, I'll just try to leave it all on the line. I don't really, honestly, games like this, you're lost for words and they come down to one play. But honestly, it doesn't come down to one play. So many things that line up to those plays. But that last drive, man, I seen how much time we had with timeouts, and I knew that we could do it. And I tried my hardest to get us down there. I got to maybe split somebody else, make another move, try to just get a little more. But I tried my hardest. I think I left my heart out on that field. And, of course, it's something that is heavy on the heart, and it's going to be tough. But I don't want to go out there with anybody else. I love my teammates so much that we put everything on the line, and I would never want to do it with anybody else. So,
Hey, Ryan, real quick, Marvin Harrison Jr., was he ruled out protocol-wise? Concussion protocol, couldn't go back.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are going to be asking about that first down call after CJ got down to the 31-yard line. I think it was a run to Hayden. What were y'all thinking there? What did you think could
Two
could pop?
timeouts left, adding to the field goal. If we didn't have two timeouts left, and they were going zero, so if you split one, you could come out the back end there. Two timeouts left. Any couple yards right there could add to the field goal, and that was the idea. Didn't quite execute it as well as we would like to, but I wouldn't change that call.
it's a good call. Great call.
All right, we're going to go second row on the aisle right here.
Hey, Ryan, obviously a game of attrition. Both teams lost significant players in this game. And then in the third quarter, when you lose Marvin, he was in such a rhythm. He and CJ together, very difficult to guard. When he comes out of the game, did it change things for you? Did it change the way you were calling plays? It just a pretty big adjustment, I'd imagine.
Well, we lost Cade early in the game, which really sent us into a little bit of a tailspin and a couple groupings. But I just thought that Xavier and Mitch and even Joe stepping in did a nice job. It's something that we've had to work through all season. To say that losing Marv didn't have an impact on the game, it absolutely did. But what this guy did and the way he competed in the second half with all those things coming at him, I just can't say enough. I'm so proud of the way he played. He's not the only one, but he's sitting right here, and he's the quarterback of this team. And just the way that he attacked this game, I couldn't be any prouder of the way he did that. Because, like you said, that we were missing some guys out there. We're trying to figure it out, and in the biggest stage, played one of his best games, in my opinion.
Hey, Ryan, did you get an explanation for them picking up the targeting call, and what did you make of that?
I was told that it was not targeting, that he didn't take a shot to the head, which is hard for. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But to get a concussion and not get hit in the head, I have to see the replay. And they said that it happened after he got hit, but I'd have to take a look at the video. I wasn't able to see the replay.
CJ, what you were hoping to do offensively in this game, was this what you thought you guys could do? How well did you feel like this offense played overall for this game?
I think at the end of the day, we had the mindset that we were going to let everything hang. We're going to go out, we're going to fight as hard as we can. We're going to swing as hard as we can. I feel like we did that. We were very efficient in the pass game. The run game started rolling a little bit, got a lot of positive runs. And I felt like we were very efficient. Just a couple of those drives where maybe that I missed a read or protection broke down, I got sacked, whatever the case may be. Maybe those were the reason why we lost. No one really knows, man. So we got to get on the film and see what went on. And but I'm proud of my guys. I can't say too much about how we fought. Like, it was time and time after again that we just kept swinging, kept fighting. And, it is what it is. So, of course, you're going to have some regrets on certain plays and wish you did this, wish you did that. At the end of the day, man, it's a man in the arena. It's hard to do what we do. It's hard, but it's a blessing at the same time. So you got to be joyful in these type of moments. Of course, I'm not sitting here smiling happy, but God he's still amazing to me. He still blesses me, blesses Coach, blesses Zach in so many ways. And, of course, you want to win things like this, and this means a lot to us. Me and Coach Dave, man, like, we get up early every morning on the phone constantly, whatever we can do to win and put smiles on people's faces. And, it's tough. My mom, she goes through a lot. His Coach Dave's wife goes through a lot. My family, people from home. But I wouldn't regret anything. I wouldn't take anything back. And I'm blessed to have a coach like Coach Day. I'm blessed to have my teammates that I have, and I wouldn't want to go out there doing anybody else.
Next question. All right, we'll go back here in the front row.
Yeah, Zach. Tonight there were times when it looked like the defense just had a grip on those guys, and basically it slipped away and stuff. Just what are your thoughts now as you reflect defensively about the way the defense played tonight?
42 points, we can't let up 42 points in a game like that, especially with the offense playing the way it is. But, like CJ said, the plan was to go out there and just let it all out. And, we definitely did that. You can't say we didn't play hard. There's definitely some plays that, we definitely could have won back, could have executed better on, could have made tackles and, could have just, been in a better position. But, we played hard, and, I'm proud of my guys, and I love my guys for doing that.
Ryan, we understand there's no moral victories here. You're here to win, and that's what matters. But you had talked about all these weeks about swinging. And these guys are using that phrase, come out and swing and take your shot. In that way, how do you feel about this team that you didn't win, but did you swing? Did you take the shot that you wanted this team to take?
Yeah. Like you said, it doesn't mean anything if you don't win, though. And I think that's probably what hurts the most, is that when you put that much work and that much energy and that much time into something, and you're right there, and you just you don't get the victory. And this is a performance business, and you win or you lose, and we lost the game, and that's just what hurts to our core. And that's what it is. And we're here to win, and it didn't happen. But that being said, yeah, we came out. We guys were flying around. We were competing. In the end, we came up short. So We'll have to figure out how to get it fixed in the off season so that we're here again. We're on top when it comes to it. But this is the way that we need to play football. And you can see the energy and passion on the sideline, and you can see the way guys were playing physical. Listen, that's a good team. Let's call it for what it is. They're defending national champs, undefeated. They're a good team, but I don't think there's one guy in that locker room that doesn't feel like we should have won the game. And I think, again, that's a part of this thing that is going to sit in our stomachs for a long time.
All right, we just got time for one or two more. Let's go right here.
Ryan, already a lot of people praising your game plan, the efficiency. Can you share some of the keys, some of the things you saw in the Georgia defense that enabled you to be that effective tonight?
I can tell you this guy right here. They're all good plays when you have good players, and we worked hard. And I'll say this. I'm not just saying it because he's right here, but the work that was put in over the last month by CJ and just input into the game plan, get in front of the team, the leadership, all of our guys. And I thought the receivers, I thought the old line was unbelievable this week, just the way that they worked. And everybody had some input on this game plan. I'll say it. Keenan Bailey, one of our assistants, went in and did a study. We had 1,500 reps over the last month, 1,500 reps going into this game, 1,500 reps in bowl practice to get ready for this game plan. And I thought our guys executed really well at times. Again, there were some calls that I absolutely wish I had back. But in the end, game plans are only good by the guys who can put it on the field. And,
I'll be his guy. It's a great game plan. Without the right plays, you can't make plays. So, we all have jobs, and Coach Day did a hell of a job. Coach Wilson did a hell of a job. Coach Key did a hell of a job. Coach Dennis, Coach Fitch, Coach Alfred, Coach Fry. So many moving pieces. And even the defensive coaches did a hell of a job.
Coach Hart, too.
Coach Hart.
Yeah.
Really everybody. So, we really were dialed in on what we were going to do. And I feel like we did that. And Coach Day called a hell of a game. Our game plan was superb. We have so many, like we said, we have 1,500 reps. So it's like when we were out there, it's kind of like you knew it was kind of gonna happen. And when you're playing like that, you're playing free. You're having fun. I think that was one of the most fun games I've ever been played in my life. That probably was the most fun game I've ever played in my life. And it just sucks that it has to come down like that. But God's plan is something that you don't really understand in the moment. It's something that you really won't understand maybe ever. But He thinks greater than us. He knows greater than us. And He does greater than us. So, I was just planning for that to happen. And Georgia's defense, offense, they fought too. A hell of a team, great team. Coach Smart, Coach Muschamp, DC, did a hell of a job. But I think we should have won the game, of course. I definitely think we should have won the game. So, just got to lick our wounds and keep going. But, Coach Day did a hell of a job, man. His leadership, and even though people would talk and do this and do that, and he just keeps showing up. And when you see a man like that, that's a true man in the arena. And really everybody on our team, we didn't splinter. We didn't turn eye to eye and start pointing fingers when we lost. We owned up our mistakes, and we just kept swinging like our culture is. And I wouldn't want to play for anybody else, play with anybody else. So Coach Day, hell of a coach. So
We got time for one final question. Anyone? All right, last question right here.
After that, Ryan, I hate to bring this up, but
No, go ahead.
bottom line is what really bit y'all in the end was deep pass, the passing and stuff. Just like a few other times this year, but, especially, does that bug you to your core a little bit?
It's a team loss, and I thought, the defense played gritty at times. They got that huge interception. They fought. They kept grinding. They had the fourth down call come back. They got the negative play. They forced a field goal. Again, all we were talking about was just swinging as hard as we can. We did give up some explosive plays again. We did, and it was something that we spent a lot of time talking about. Is avoiding the big play. I think the difference was in this game, it didn't demoralize us in this game. We kept swinging and fighting, and we just kept going at it. But yeah, call it for what it is. If we're going to win these games, we can't give up those big explosive plays. They're hard to come back from. But there was still a lot of positive things out there.
All right, we'll end it there. Thank you very much,
All right,
gentlemen.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. God bless.
I think George is going to be coming in right now. I think. Shut the door. Shut the door. We good? All right, Coach. Start with an opening statement, and we'll go right into questions.
Well, I'll open with a lot of respect for Ohio State, for Ryan Day and his program. Just saw CJ Stroud out there, and my heart goes out to those guys because they played well enough to win the game and got a really good football team. So do we. and our guys are extremely resilient. We talked halftime about some games we've been in this year. We've been behind in, including the Missouri game, and I had no doubt that our team would come out fighting. Did not play our best football game. A lot of that had to do with Ohio State. I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect for these players that are on this podium with me and the ones in the locker room. And if we want any chance of winning a national championship, we have to play a lot better football than we played tonight. But we got to keep the resiliency and composure along with us.
All right, we'll go into questions. Raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone. Let's go right over here, midway on the right side. Yep, next line, next aisle.
Coach, there was a lot of rotation, especially defensively, with guys like Tresman Marshall, Ryan Davis, Marvin Jones all stepping into play roles. Was that a thing to adjust to Ohio State's tempo? And then also, how would you rate those players that came in and played roles after maybe not playing a lot this season?
Well, we wanted to play a lot of players. When you get this late in the season, guys get winded. It's an up-tempo game. So, we say if you're good enough and you practice well enough, you should play. And we felt like against LSU, we had some guys that got winded in the game, and we wanted to play Tresman and Ryan. And Marvin had to play. We had Chaz go down with an injury, had Darnell go down with an injury. We had guys at one point, we had our third and fourth string guys on special teams that have not even played all year. So we're at the point in a long season where it's accumulating and you're having to play a lot of guys who maybe haven't played.
All right here, Alex.
Kirby, can you kind of walk us through what you saw to call that timeout on that fake punt? Kind of walk us through that moment.
Yeah, they just were not in their traditional formation. So a lot of teams carry that speed break. They come up the line quick. Everybody's lined up tight. We've seen it, in the SEC. A lot of teams carry it and you try to practice it, but it's another thing when they actually do it and execute it, So it was one of those gut reactions that I didn't think that we had it lined up properly to stop it. And so called timeout.
All right, we'll go right next door, Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Two questions. First, Kirby, can you say what you said to Stetson coming off the field there at the end of the first half? And then Stetson, on the last drive, some of your teammates talked about how everybody said stuff in the huddle before the last touchdown drive. And if you could just recall what was said and what you said also.
Coming off the field in the second half, it was really simple. I mean, we had to make a decision whether we wanted to go after it, and go try to score with, I don't know, we didn't have much time left, but we did have timeouts. And at the time, I felt like every possession was valuable, and I wanted to be aggressive. And we called a play. They batted a ball. We called another play, and he was in the pocket for a while, threw a ball a little high over the middle. It put us at risk. And I told him, if we're going to trust you to do this in 2 minutes, you got to make good decisions. If it's not there, take off and run. And they almost got an interception, which could have been really costly. We just talked about the 2-minute drive. That's really it.
As far as the huddle, I don't know. I mean, I don't really recall, words, but just looking at everybody and saying, all right, hey, we hadn't played our best and we hadn't done our jobs to the best of our ability, but hey, we're here now and it's in our hand now. Defense stood up whenever we needed them to. And where else would you rather be? Having the ball with 2 minutes left, and if you score a touchdown, you win the game. And I looked around, and there's just a whole bunch of just determined, strong stares from all the dudes, and gave me confidence. Everybody else had confidence when we went down the field.
Right here in the front and on the right.
I guess when I saw Kirby and Javon against that Ohio State offense, they were clicking, they're running. Javon, I guess I'll start with you. The resiliency you guys have shown all year. I mean, when a team's clicking like that, connecting like that, how do you stay in it, stay that resilient? Where's the mindset at? And I guess I'd ask Kirby, what are you trying to do on defense to get a guy like Stroud out of rhythm when he's hitting like that?
Well, we give a lot of credit to Ohio State. Those guys made plays when they needed to make plays. But we knew coming into the game, it wasn't going to be perfect. You come into a game like this, college playoff, we know you're going to give up some plays. They're going to make some plays. We're going to make some plays. You can't get up. You can't get too high up, and you can't get too low. So we knew, like I said, we were going to have to rely on the connection that we built throughout the offseason and the resiliency. I couldn't be more proud of the team.
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to them. I mean, we tried man, we tried zone, we mixed it up. Probably the most disappointing thing was the series before the half. Like they earned it most of the time, and we had some stops. We had some big stops, some big momentum stops in the first half, and then we had some big momentum stops in the second half. But the one before the half was probably the one that really we had seized a little momentum there, and then they went to the half with the momentum after that. That's probably the most disappointing thing that we had. But hey, look, they got really good playmakers, and they got a guy that can throw the ball to them. They got a really good offensive line. They can score points. And if you can't, at halftime, I told our guys, we have way more rushing yards than they do. When you look at college football playoff games, the team that rushes the ball better almost wins 95% of the time. But that wasn't the case because we had 4 missed sacks, and they had 1 sack. So if you miss 4 sacks and they get 1 sack, and you have a turnover, there's usually going to be some tough times there.
All right, Zach.
I guess Stetson, for everybody, you said you wanted the ball in your hands, obviously, to win the game, but there was still time left, so you couldn't control that last play. What was it like just watching? And it seemed like forever by the time the ball was snapped and eventually kicked.
Yeah. Trust them. Then it's up. We talked about, we had a little powwow there on the sideline in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't going good. They're beating us. We had sucked on offense. And, it was just, hey, play by play, do your job. It doesn't matter what happens on the other side of the ball or another position. Do your job. And so we had done our job, and then we trusted the defense. And then at that point, it was up to, I guess, the kicker.
All right, go to Pat.
Yeah, a question for Kirby and a question for Javon. For Javon, if you could go through the play where you broke up the pass for Harrison in the end zone. And then for Kirby, did you get word on the headset about the formation in the punt, or did you see that yourself on the sideline?
It was really just a CJ scramble. He made a play with his feet. He threw the ball up in the air, and I seen Marvin's hands going for the ball, and just try to make a play when I could.
For me, I saw them lined up in it, and there's a line that's a special teams line, but I was on the defensive line because we had just come off of a defensive stop. So saw the formation, and apparently they were saying something on the special teams line, but I wasn't on that line. I was on the defensive line and was prepared to call a timeout, which I don't like doing because it costs you possessions when you do that. You got to be prepared and not burn them.
All right, next we'll go over here. Ken.
Stetson, I want to ask you 2 sequences. That 4th down pass to Bowers, I think you came off the field thinking you guys were short, and you were able to come back and get that field goal. I'm curious kind of what that was like. And then the second, what was the design of the pass play to Arian that allowed him to get so open downfield?
Well, yeah, I think the whole stadium thought we didn't get it. And then they reviewed it, and Brock was pretty dumbfounded because he was like, I think I got it. And I was like, well, I thought you did too, because the route, you catch it at 5 yards and it was 4th and 6, and no way. I mean, people don't stop him for a yard, but I didn't know. And then we came out and I threw a lateral. Anyways. Stupid. And then, yeah, Arian, that one was just run fast, and he did, and he made the dude fall. Dude can do things that people can't do. He can run like people can't run, and he can go get the ball. And I was just, once I saw him, I think the whole sideline was standing up and saying he's open, and so I just tried to put it on him and let him do the rest.
All right, all the way back in the left.
Stetson, have you ever played in a game like that at any level?
Yeah, no, probably not. That game was a good game. I mean, I'm looking at these stats right here, and they're pretty much dead even across the board. Yeah, no, that was a special one.
Okay, right here on the left.
2 questions. Kirby, first speaking on Arian, the track speed that he has. I know he's like 10-1 in the 100. Just that importance of having that speed there. And then Stetson, talking the other day about you sitting with your mom over Christmas break, talking about, could you imagine being here? What's the next conversation going to be after a game like this?
Go ahead.
Well, I think I was saying that. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I think we'll probably hug, and we're here now. It's not. We've been here for a while. now we got to take care of business. We got to go prepare. We got to, we got 9 days or whatever, I don't know, to play a really good TCU team. And so we got to prepare our butts off. We didn't play our best game, starting me, Coach Smart said in the locker room, we had 2 3-and-outs to start the second half. And like that doesn't happen. And that falls on me, and that falls on our offense, and we got to fix that. And so we're going to go to work.
Mark.
Kirby, what's it like to win like this at the end compared to winning like the Rose Bowl at the end? And Stetson, do you remember the Rose Bowl? You didn't play, obviously, but you had a lot to do with the scout team. Well, you got a lot of props for that.
Yeah, it's amazing anytime you win. I think emotionally it takes a lot more out of you to have a game like that as compared to, maybe the Michigan game was last year in terms of the game being over, in the fourth quarter. But this was emotional roller coaster. It was a back and forth game. It was who's going to blink. 2 really good teams fighting, and it sounds like they had a similar game back and forth. So be 2 good teams playing for it next week.
Right side on the aisle.
Stetson, can you contrast how you felt in the 2-minute drill to end the first half and then the 2-minute drill to end the game?
Yeah, I mean, we practiced that in the, which I wouldn't say I executed, but we practiced it a lot, where it's 2-minute and a half, 2-minute in the game. We need it, we don't need it, or we need it and we would like to have it. And, 'cause, I mean, I can't put the ball in jeopardy like that before the half because we don't have to have it. And then at the end of the game, I don't know, it kind of frees you up. And I mean, you got to, otherwise we're going to lose. So I don't know.
Yep. Here on the left.
Yeah, so much of the story surrounding this wide receiver room has just been injuries this year. And tonight you see AD make a big play, Arian, Dom early in the game, Kyrus late there. How big is it for that room, and this can go to Kirby or Stetson, for them to have the ability to showcase that they can actually go out there and make those plays now that they're on the field?
Yeah, I thought BMAC did a good job selling to our team. We had several coaches stand up and speak on Friday, and he talked about, the personal respect level that he has for all the attention their receivers are getting, and they certainly deserve that. They certainly deserve that. They're really good, really talented. But we got some good wideouts too, and they had a chip on their shoulder, and they wanted to make some plays, and they got a quarterback that can get them the ball, and a lot of those guys were able to come back, and it's really been by committee when you look at it. I mean, you see AD, Arian, Ladd, I mean, all kinds of guys making plays in the passing game. For us, Marcus has made big plays.
Coach Smart, I just want to say I want to congratulate you on an excellent game, even though you guys probably didn't play as well. The question I have is, and you may not be able to answer this, but how is Washington doing? Because I know he's a big part of the offense. It helps Brock out in the passing game and even in the running game also. So can we expect him to, be in the next one?
Hard to tell right now. It's ankle sprain. I don't know if it's high or low. He tried to go back and couldn't go back on it. So we'll have to evaluate and see. The good news is he's got more than a normal week. And I know he'll do everything he can to get back. He's headed out west, back towards where he's from. And it'll be important to him to try to get back.
All right. We've got time for just a few more. We'll go next right here.
Yes, Dad, you talked a second ago about y'all worked on those, last minute drives a lot. How much does that help you, kind of slow your heart rate down because you've done it before? Like I said, you may not have been successful in practice all the time, but how much does that help you relax and know what to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with everything. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And we rep a lot of 2 minutes. We know, what calls we're going to do, or, we've got players who study the game plan, and so it's less so confidence in what I can do. And, I know that they're going to be where they're going to be and they're going to win their matchups. And so all I've got to do is give them the ball. So I'd say that slows my heart rate down. I don't know, but yeah, definitely the reps.
Chip.
Kirby, football's crazy. Sometimes you win games you shouldn't, and you lose games you shouldn't as well. Where did this one fall for you? I mean, just in terms of you look up there at the end, your expression was priceless.
I mean, really, I know you don't believe it. My heart goes out to those guys because they played well enough to win. And that's not, my concern. My concern is the men in our locker room. And we played well enough to win too, just well enough to win. And we played really hard in the fourth quarter. I just, I would have liked to seen a little cleaner game, and you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, that they disrupted a lot of that, and we didn't have a lot of turnovers. We didn't have self-inflicted wounds, and they didn't either. I mean, both teams played really well, and both defenses rose up and made stops. It was a very competitive, balanced game. And there weren't a lot of big plays in the kicking game like you might expect, but really just proud for our guys.
All right, next here, Mike.
Stetson, you make it look easy. Does it feel routine at this point? You've done it so many times now. Can you just talk about the mindset and the way you operate in these clutch situations? Because you've done it again and again and again.
I mean, yeah, no, I probably can't comment on that. I don't know. I just try to do my job. Got to go back and look at the tape, see what we could clean up, because it felt like there was a 30-minute period there where I just played bad football. And so we got to fix that. But as to the rest, I don't know about that.
All right, we'll take our final question right here.
Coach Smart, congratulations on a hard-fought win. So how long do you give yourself to enjoy this before turning the page and focusing on the next one?
No, we got to start tomorrow. I mean, we got a short window, so can't start when we get back home. We got to sleep, but we'll get started tomorrow and get jumped back on. Luckily, we caught the late game, but we caught the late game an hour from home. So I remember sitting at this point, 20 whatever it was, 18, 17. I don't even know what year it was, but we had a long flight, and we had a short week. We had a 7-day week with a flight from Pasadena. So, we got a little more time. I think it's important to get healed. Our players have had a long season and a long week of practice this week. I want them to get away, remember what they're fighting for, and come back ready, rejuvenated, ready to go, because this is what you do it for.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.